And welcome to Ducks No Sports. This week, it's my third installment in my baseball previews. As this week, I preview the American League West. I think that's West. American League West, very interesting division. You know, a lot of newcomers coming, like Yu Darvish and Albert Pujols. So it should be a very interesting year. It might be one of the more competitive divisions in baseball this year. Okay, let's start at the top. The Texas Rangers. You all know about Texas going to the World Series the last 2 years and then losing both times to the Giants and last year to the Cardinals. And by the way, the Cardinals Rangers World Series is the best World Series I've ever seen. I've been watching the World Series probably since like 2000. Best World Series I've ever seen. So big ups to the Angels and the Cards for that World Series. Great drama, great series. And had a little bit of everything. But on to the Rangers. Rangers made a huge splash this offseason after losing C.J. Wilson, their ace. They went to Japan and signed Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish, all the hype around this guy. Apparently in spring training, has 7 pitches, which is amazing because usually in spring training you usually have a couple. You only work really on your fastball or your curveball, but he is working on 7. So it'd be interesting in a real game what he has, like 13. Like should be interesting what he does. Yu Darvish, a lot of hype over this guy. Same hype over Daisuke with the Sox years ago, and that guy was a bust. So hopefully for his sake, he's not a bust because the Rangers paid this guy a lot of money. He will bring a lot of butts to seats, and that's what they want. And he could arguably be the most dominant pitcher since Clemens. What people are saying, which is like, ooh. So, if he does what he does, comes in and beats a dominant pitcher, and like helps take some pressure off, like Josh Hamilton, a few other great hitters, then the Texas Rangers will be a World Series team again. I mean, this team is probably the best team in baseball, at least in the American League the last few years. Doesn't really get the respect as much as the Yankees or the Sox, but very good team. If Yu Darvish comes in and lives up to the hype, this will be a scary team, and watch out for the Rangers this year. All right, moving to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Haven't really been a good team the last few years, so in the offseason they spent. Bringing in Albert Pujols from your World Series champions, St. Louis Cardinals, signed him to a 10-year deal. Kind of long, but I think in the end it will pay off just because he's that type of player. I mean, Albert Pujols brings a lot to your team. He'll bring swagger, he'll bring power, he'll bring great fielding, hits. I mean, he's the overall best player in the league, in my opinion. Best player in the league. And I think when it's all said and done, they may play in 10 years, but the next 10 years they might have 2 World Series or maybe even 3. But that's not only what they did. As they brought in C.J. Wilson. Great pitcher, and with C.J. Wilson there now, the ace of the Rangers last couple of years, can't believe that they let this guy go and sign a guy from Japan, a very unknown, kind of surprising and they let C.J. Wilson go, has been a very good pitcher, probably, arguably, maybe one of the best pitchers in the American League last few years, and overall last few years. But with C.J. there now, he'll probably be third in that rotation. I mean, you have now a rotation of, Weaver, Herron, Wilson, and Santana. A good 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably the best deep rotation in the American League, if not all of baseball. Maybe challenging the Phillies for a top rotation in the league. But the only question mark I have about this team, they have great hitting, they have a great rotation, but their bullpen is kind of questionable because not a lot of stars there. A lot of just like. I just think that's the thing that's going to slow them down. We've seen the Phillies last couple of years, so they have that great rotation, great hitting. Nothing can stop this team. And then they get to the playoffs, and the bullpen matters. In the playoffs, bullpens matter. So during the season, they'll have to bring a closer and a setup man in there to solidify that bullpen. But besides that, the Angels will be a very good team and will be contenders this year for the World Series. Moving to the Oakland Athletics, who also made a big move in the offseason, bringing in Manny Ramirez. So this was 5 years ago. This would be one of the biggest signings in the offseason. But it wasn't 5 years ago. It's 2012, not 2007. So it was kind of a signing. You know, Manny, of course, will be missing the first 50 games of the year because he got busted with roids. So, but besides Manny, there's not much here. I mean, after trading Gino in the offseason, really not much here. Kirk Suzuki, good player, but besides that, not much to say about the A's here. They're going to be a very bad team. The one positive to say about their offseason was the movie Moneyball. Great movie. And if you haven't seen Moneyball, don't walk to local movie stores. Run. Because it's a great movie. Brad Pitt is Billy Bean, and Billy Bean is Moneyball. Yeah. Great movie. Go watch it. Obviously, I'm wasting time because there's not much to say about the A's here because they're going to be a bad team. But hey, they were a bad team in this movie. And they won 20 games in a row. So you never really know with the A's. Maybe they'll pull out a 2002 again and win 20 games in a row and go to the playoffs. You never know. But look at this roster. That's probably not going to happen here. And I see the Oakland Athletics finishing last place in the American League West. Moving to Seattle. Mariners, kind of same old. Didn't really do much this offseason. Bring back their own players. Most likely. Warren Prince Fielder and the Prince Fielder sweepstakes losing out because they didn't have enough cash. And I just think, not much to say here. King Felix, probably the best pitchers in baseball, has been rumored to be traded. I hope for his sake he does get traded because this guy's a really good pitcher. And he deserves to be in a real contender like the Yankees, or the Angels, or the Rangers, or the Phillies, or the Blue Jays. Okay, not really contenders, but I love Felix that much as well as the Jays. Well, that being said, though, the Mariners will be a bad team this year again. I can't really see them. They finished 4th last year. I see them finishing 3rd this year, maybe a few more wins, but Seattle will be a bad team again, and not much promise there, and it'll be a long year in the city of Seattle. But that being said, though, I don't like Oakland, and I don't like Seattle. So it comes down to 2 teams, Texas and the Angels. But I think it all said Texas has won this division the last 2 years. But I think every good thing comes to an end as I think the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim win this division and are a true contender for the World Series. Well, that's it for this week. But make sure you tune in next time because I start with the National League. The National League East should be a good one. Breaking down the Phillies, the Mets, the Miami Marlins, and the Montreal Expos. I don't care if they're called the Washington Nationals now. There will be the Expos. And here, they're always the Expos to me, man. There'll always be the Expos to me. Alright, that's it for this time. But I'm Aaron Duxbury saying, I'm Dux, and I know sports. Kind of.